Hi everybody, it's Susan and I'm here in my scrap studio. Today is day 17 of Marion's 31-day challenge. As you guys know, I was planning to do a little box project today with one of the Michaels boxes. Well, I had some things come up and I had some questions about my studio, and I spent so much time cleaning it last night that I didn't really want to get it dirty today. So I did some other things. I got some housework caught up. You guys know I've been doing a video a day. It takes a lot of time and my house really needed some attention. So I'm going to answer some questions I've had about my scrap studio. I'm not going to show you every little thing, but I'm going to hone in on the things that I've had questions about. First, I'll give you an overview. And some things have changed since I first moved my studio up here. In this spot, originally I had one of the tall white bookcases and it just felt too closed in to me. So I changed that and moved that around so I could better utilize the storage. I also originally did not have the little stand there that the Clip It Up is on, and the bookcase there is the one that I moved from the corner. It originally just had a bunch of pretty things on it and wasn't really useful space. So I decided I needed the useful space. So you can see that my room, I'm in the doorway, and my room is really set up in a U shape. And this spot right here is where I edit all of my videos, chat on the computer, do my emails, answer comments, all those sorts of things. And this space here is my crafting station where I do the majority of my creating. And I had a question. First question I'm going to answer is about this funny little pyramid looking thing over here. And what that is my pen caddy. And I made that very simply out of 6-inch lengths of just plain old PVC pipe from the hardware store. I covered the pipes that would end up on the outside with design paper and a little ribbon and glued them together and stacked them up, and that's really it. Very inexpensive to do. It will hold a ton of pins. It doesn't look like I hardly have any pins, and I tell you guys, there's a ton of pins in that thing. So that was one of the questions I had. Another question I had was about my tripod, and there's my tripod, just a real simple tripod. It expands up to 42 inches. So I usually have that sitting on my workstation with the camera that I'm using attached to it, and that's what I do my videotaping with. I would suggest to anyone who does not have a tripod to get one, because the jiggly videos are really hard for a lot of people to watch, and it's really hard to do things with your camera in one hand. So that is a suggestion I would make to anyone who doesn't have a tripod, would be to get one. And that doesn't have to be expensive. I think that tripod was about $14.99, so they're not expensive. And there's my giveaway stash over there on the end. There it is. And you notice, guys, that all of the packages are gone that were sitting there last night, because I picked them all up today and I got them all boxed up and ready, and I took them to the post office, and of course it's a national holiday, so the post office isn't open, so they're still in the truck. Let me move my office chair out of the way, because I had a question about what this was, and I call this my cubby cart, you guys, and it holds a variety of things. I have some plastic containers under there, and there's extra adhesives, and there are my, let me zoom in just a little for you. I don't want to get too close. I don't want it to growl. There are my decorative scissors. It's growling. Sorry about that. Up there are some punches. I have my design paper here and on the other end. And then there's just a variety of different storage under there. And yes, my storage is all nice and neat. And then I had a question about my ink holder, what I hold my ink pads in. And what this actually is, you guys, is an antique wooden crate. And it's actually a cranberry crate. And what I did to make this work was I just simply, hang on here guys, I want to grab my chair. It'd be easier to hold the camera still. There we go. And what I did here, guys, was I just used foam core board and made an insert for it, and you can see there's a back on it so my pads can't fall through and get lost behind there. It was really easy to do, and it didn't take hardly any time at all for me to put that together, and I really like it. It keeps my ink pads within reach, and yet I like the way it looks. And I had a question about what this was up here, and that is just an antique urn that I picked up somewhere, and I keep my smaller paint brushes in that one, and then I have a mason jar back there with some of my taller brushes in it. But that's all that is. It's just an old urn, old garden urn. And someone had asked me to show my garage cabinets. And these, you guys, are probably one of the best storage things in my entire space, are these cabinets right here. I take all of my embellishments, like my small embellishments, I take them out of the package, and the majority of them go in here. And you can see, I'll show you some of these. This one has my timepieces in it. Here are my book plates. You know what those are. Drawn a blank. Pins and clips. Garment pins and things like that. Here's my tissue tape. You get the idea. My small embellishments all come out of their containers and go in here, because this takes up a lot less space, it's a lot more organized, and it's a lot easier to find what I need when I need it. It's all within reach. So that's what those are. And I had somebody ask me if my baskets were as neat on the inside as they are on the outside, and you guys, they are. I am OCD. They are neat and organized. So I'm going to pull my craft mat over, and I'm going to pull out a basket. And this one just happens to be where I store my small paper packs. You can see here, there's a Marabella. Here's a linen closet pack. And these in here are my 4.5 by 6.5, my 6 by 6, and my 8 by 8s. All go into this basket. And if I have more than I can store there, I put the overflow in this basket back here. But right now I've just got these. And when I buy a collection with a small paper pack like this, this is the basic gray curio collection, and I have the paper pack, I have the chip stickers, and somewhere in there, in here, I have the die cut pieces as well, and all of that goes into a Ziploc bag, so that when I'm ready to work on this project, I can grab the bag, pull it out, and I've got it all right there together. That's how I do that. And I want to show you some more of these baskets, because I was really getting chumped on about my baskets. I don't know what the deal was, but I'm going to show you they really are neat and tidy. This one holds all of my chipboard books, ones that I bought, ones that I've been sent. If I want to do a quick project, I can reach in, pick one out, grab it. They're all right there. This one holds all of my Sizzix dies, and I need to come up with a better system for my dies. I don't have enough now that it's a problem, but I know that eventually this is not going to be enough space, so I'll have to come up with a way to store those. This basket is all tags. Everything in here is associated with a tag, so that when I need a tag for a project, I can pull out the basket, I can find what I need, it's all right there together. This basket here contains, those are all of the coasters that Jill has sent me, and then this side is all foam. And there's a big piece of foam back there in the back, but all that is there. Everything in this little basket here is a mini book. Sorry about that. There's an acrylic one, there's a Close to My Heart, there's a couple of these wooden Kaiser Craft minis in there. Everything in here is a mini book. This basket over here contains all of my acrylic blocks. I've got quite a few of those. That's a heavy basket. It's small, then you pick it up and it's heavy. This basket down here holds all of my Tim Holtz grunge board things. My alphabets, shapes, letters, numbers. All my pre-cut grunge board is in there. Down here, there's my new best friend, my Big Shot. This one is all Tim Holtz die cuts, and this stack here is cardstock that Jill dry embossed for me before I got my Big Shot. I don't think you can actually see them, but those are dry embossed with the texture fades. And then my Michaels finally got in some of the little boxes, so I've got a few of those in that basket. But I keep everything very neat and tidy. And I had someone ask me about this TV stand here. This was my daughter's in her bedroom before she moved out. And she didn't want it, so of course I commandeered it. And what this is just more storage for different things. I keep my ATG gun down here. It's right within reach when I'm working. My scoreboard, my cutting pads are both in here. And then in this I have my Crocodile, my round punch, my favorite corner rounder, and my 7/8 round punch. And the only reason this one is in here, you guys, is because I use this all the time. I've used it, I think, every day since I got it, so I'm really glad I finally just grabbed one. I don't know what took me so long. And in this one, I have my glue gun, my glue sticks, and I want to show you this. This is an old saucer out of my kitchen, and this is what I set my glue gun on when I'm working, because you see all that goopy, icky, yucky glue. I don't want that on my work table. I don't want to have to clean that up. So that's what that's for. And then this one is just some ribbon roses that I got on clearance. I got a heck of a deal on those, so I bought a bunch. And these I can color I can mist them. They're light enough that they'll take color. I can turn them about into any other color I want. And then on this side, most of this is projects. This top one, this is a design team box, and you can see there's a variety of things in there. It's got my Once Upon a Springtime paper pack and all my little goodies to go with it. My, obviously, binding tape. Here's some rolls of ribbon. There's little scraps back there. And I won't get rid of any of my scraps until I'm completely done with that paper, and then I'll throw them out. Down here on this one is another design team project for Memory Bound. And this is the October Afternoon collection. I've got that one. This paper here is for a design team project for Your Paper Pantry. I'm on the design team there. And this is also going to be part of the virtual crop coming up on February 5th. And then down at the bottom, this is not a design team project. This is my Tim Holtz mini that I've been working on with the Lost and Found paper. But I work on that intermittently, so I want it close by. And of course, all the paper pack and all my papers are down there with it. And this container here is kind of silly. This is all of my Graphic 45 kind of leftovers. It's things that I didn't use all of. There's, of course, the steampunk. There's some steampunk paper. There is just all kinds of Graphic 45. There's a piece of the old Dragonfly Duet. I love that paper. There's some On the Boardwalk paper. There's scraps down there that go with it. And I'll hang on to that. When I get tired of the steampunk paper, then I'll probably get rid of it. Up to then, I have it and I'm going to keep it. You know, why throw it away? I'm sure I'll find something to use it on. And somebody asked me about my Clip It Up. My Clip It Up is mostly used for clear stamps. There are a few other little things on there, but the vast majority of my Clip It Up is clear stamps. And someone had asked to see my spice rack that holds my vintage buttons. And there it is. And these are for my buttons that are truly vintage. These are buttons that I've gotten at flea markets and auctions and things like that. And they're all sorted by color and size. My few unmounted rubber stamps are in this binder. I don't have a ton of them, but that's where I keep the ones that I do have. So guys, that is really pretty much it for my studio. that is the gist of it. I like to keep things close at hand so that when I want to work on something, I can just grab a project and get to work. I don't think I need to go through it piece by piece. This little cabinet down here holds all of my I Am Roses. Both the pre-made flowers and the flower parts are all in there. So that's it, you guys. That is my whole scrappy studio. I like the way it's set up. It's handy. Everything's at hand. I'm lucky I have such a space this large. And I know it doesn't seem large to some people, but you know, this is about 3 times the size of my first space. So I'm way happy with it. I really enjoy it. So that's it, you guys. Thanks everybody for stopping by and watching my channel. I'm working on replying to all my comments. I have just a ton of comments to get to. I'm going to be working on that some more tonight. So that's it for day 17, you guys. Thanks for stopping by my channel and watching my video. And tomorrow we will be back at the work table working on a project. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.